Welcome to Can Angels Fly. I'm Nancy, and today I'm here to discuss the concern of why, quote unquote, bad things happen to good people, and on the reverse side of the token, why does um, good things happen to bad people? I think I said that right. Why does bad things happen to good people, and good things happen to bad people? Of course, that is in quotes. Anyway, I'd like you to refer to the board behind me and the images on the board as I move forward with my theory on that particular subject, that particular concern. This topic is a part of my Law of Attraction series that I am in the midst of developing. So I just asked you to write the way with me. It's just merely a theory. This gives you something to give you something to really think about. Here we're focusing on why do bad things happen to good people and why do good things happen to bad people. On my board, there's a central figure. It is yellow, larger than the rest, and that image is a representation of our Creator. Our Creator is the original jolt life. It is the beginning, the Alpha, the Omega, and all things that come between that Alpha and Omega stage is the Creator's work. Now, the Creator's, our Creator, the Divine, God, however you like to refer to the Supreme, all those names, it's just pure energy, pure, perfect energy. Our Creator is so generous, I'll say, that he, using it loosely, because I know we get caught up in words, permits his energy to rain down from on high down into this low vibrational place, this world, this earth. And he's pouring it into us. However, each of us, have our own personal filter, individuality. I referred to it in another video I made dealing with the law of attraction. I can't remember the name of it, where I talk about the proverbial dream catcher within us all. Our own personal, individualized feelings or emotional states, whatever our emotional state is or consists of at any given time, based on our life experiences, the things that we witness. This is how we feel, and we hold it in this particular place within us. It is a part of, again, our emotional place, and as it filters into our psyche and into the things that we do or will not do in this lifetime. Anywho, the smaller figures around the central figure represent us, me, you, every individual in humanity. We are the children or the product of the Creator. And in each of us, there is that proverbial dream catcher. It's represented here on my board now as a heart space, the place where you catch the feelings, whether those feelings are good or bad, healthy or negative. At the time that we catch these feelings, we can get help, in order to sort through issues, worries, fears, regrets, doubts, all those things that affect us, those feelings. We can go to prayer, we can go to church, we can go get therapy, we can cry on our girlfriend's shoulders, we can go play ball and vent with the fellas, or whatever it takes to address these potential wounds. Or we can ignore them. We don't have to get help. We don't have to speak out and say, hey, this bothers me. Um, and work through it. We don't have to. We can just let it fester if we like. And so when you look at each of those smaller images on the board, you'll see that some have like a green heart. And that green heart represents healthy chakra, heart chakra. These are the people that, yes, have had some challenges in life, but they did whatever they needed to do to address the issues. Are those issues in those people represented with the green heart totally resolved? Probably not. But they are aware that there are some complications that that exist. They're trying to address them. They're going to church. They're praying. They're getting counseling or being counseled by friends, whatever the case is, whatever it consists of. Going to the therapist, the doctor, going out in nature, meditating. People meditate all different ways, all kind of different ways. It doesn't have to be yoga. It doesn't have to be like on the level of like a Buddhist priest. We all meditate different ways if we choose to. And so these people with the green hearts on my board represent those that have acknowledged that heart place, and that sometimes, many times, things come up against us in life that affect us on an emotional level. We are aware, people with the green hearts are aware that when it affects us on an emotional level, it also affects us on a psychological level. Once all that is affected or influenced, then we end up living it out. So, what do we do with the green heart? With a healthy chakra system, we go to work. Now, there are other people. On my board, they are symbolized by just the outline of a heart, and therefore the interior of the heart is dark or black. Just refer to the board, you see. If you can't see, let me see if I can. How do I do this? Ooh, I hope I don't lose y'all. Can you see them? No. And I also want you to pay attention that they all have little different faces. I don't want to move it around too much, because if I move it around too much, I might not be able to find me again in here. Anyway, we're going to come to the faces of the little figures that represent us, people, individuals. Now, where was I? Oh, I was talking about the dark heart or the black heart. Now, it's not easy to see, but many of the figures that I just created the outline of the heart and allowed the heart to be black also have this, what can I see? These knots of energy around them. I made it like little orbs going around, those little scribbles around the individual, because those individuals are tied up in psychological and emotional knots. These are the people that decided not to get help, don't know how to get help, or they've been so devastated or struck with fear by the life experiences they had and so much more, that their heart has waxed cold or dark or black. Now, let's talk about, let's see if I can do it one more time. Oh, I don't know how this is going to go. Let's see, these little faces here. Some faces are straight, like serious or shocked. Others have a curvature down to the ground of sadness and worry. Let's see. Yeah. And it doesn't matter. Now, I need you to pay attention, like here. It doesn't matter that this person has a green heart at the lower left side, I think it is, of the creator. Now, we're not in the same realm. This is just an illustration to the best of my ability with what I have. But even though that person has a green heart, meaning they're getting help, they're talking things out, they're figuring things out, they have a sad face, a sad face. one of worry and fears. And then we have another with the green heart here with a straight face, not quite clear about what's happening. This video here today is like a representation of this person with a straight face, but a green heart. They're getting help. They're doing what they have to do. They're praying. They're going to church. They're doing their meditation. Whatever this person desires to do or is moved to do, compelled to do through the Spirit to keep themselves as healthy as possible. But they don't know what's going on. And in this case, what's going on? Let's talk about what's going on. Why do bad things happen to good people and good things happen to bad people? Of course, that's in quotes and it's loose. And what is the term? I think it's subjective, of course. Anyway, there are a couple of other figures I'm just trying to show you around the board where we have people with the green heart that are happy, appear happy. Then we have people with the black heart that appear happy, appear. And the reason why, let me come back out. And one of the little figures in this corner, you can see, had a little orb I was trying to draw around it. The knots, emotional and psychological knots. Let's see if I can back up out of here without making too much of a mess. I'm back in the frame. Okay, let me go down one more time. Let's see. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I'm back. All right, let's get started. On the next part of this video, relative to why do good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people, however it goes. What was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. Because I'm trying to think of two things at once, and they just canceled each other out. The title of this video, what I just quoted. People, some viewers, really get wrapped up into words, and they can't allow their imagination to flow freely and to grasp concepts. Now, I use this particular subject that I've quoted as a way to explain how we relate to one another and how we end up drawing into ourselves, law of attraction, certain people and therefore experiences that we may need to grow up in the spiritual. That's what I was about to forget. Now let me talk about the little different faces. Of course, this is going to get a little complicated, but I'm gonna try to ride away with me, y'all. Okay, let's talk about the people with the green hearts. I'm not gonna say they completely happy because that heart space is hidden away. Yes, it does manifest outwardly, but it is not something that's so tangible that you can touch it or that you can turn a key in the chest cavity and open it up and see a beaming green heart and is so happy. That's not the case. So we'll shut that cabinet and take the key away because it's a hidden away place within each of us. Again, the color green is just symbolic of someone that is aware that they have been affected by life experiences, whether those influences have been good or bad. But this is what we're going to focus on. When something bad or traumatic or traumatizing happens to an individual, the person with the green heart is a person that understands something tragic has happened. And they go get help, like I said, whether it's therapy, going to a psychiatrist, talking to a friend, getting on their knees, praying, meditating, you name it. How can you address these wounds before they, because see, that's the seed planted, before it sprouts and develops? Well, the people with the green heart go out, they're warriors, and they are defending their spirit because the spirit is within his body and therefore is inflicted by whatever we experience, individual experience during the course of their lifetime. So that person go to war, they go to battle. But then there are others with a darker heart, a void. And these people too have had life experiences, some of which have been good and others that have been traumatic and devastating, striking them with fear where they can't move. In this case, they literally can't move, or they don't know how to move, or they just didn't move. And what didn't they move to do? To go to the therapist to get some help, or they didn't align with the right therapist to help them work through it. They didn't talk to their friend or their girlfriend or their parent, or whatever the case, or the person that they went to didn't have what it takes to kind of, consult with them and let them get it off their shoulder and come up with some ideas, some plans of renewal, and of healing, in some way. And that can go with that asteroid Chiron. But that's a whole nother video. Okay, so this person with the void, the black heart, as depicted on my depicted on my board, is someone we'll just say has gone without healing, healing, and they wrapped up in the knots brought about by the emotional trauma and psychological trauma. Understand this, that they manifest from that place or through that filter, as does the folks with the green heart that have addressed or moved toward healing, that are aware and conscious of the impact or the influence, we'll call it, past life experiences have had upon you. Whether it's something that you witnessed, something that you've personally gone through. Now, I'm not saying everything is bad. Yes, there are wonderfully good times. But what about when that real tragic or unexplainable or unfathomable thing happens? It doesn't just dissipate. No, the influence or the impact of that experience doesn't just dissipate. It is stored internally in that proverbial dream catcher. In this video, we're representing that psychological and emotional space by the hearts, whether it is the green heart or the black heart. Now let's kind of get into why bad things happen to good people and good things happen to bad people. Well, I guess I can start by saying this. Misery loves company. If a person or persons have a void, a black heart, one that's wrapped in the knots of trauma, they have an associate with others of course, their immediate proximity. Also with the world at large, but we're going to keep it shrunk down within your immediate proximity. They are the same. Like the North Poles, I talk about the North and South Poles in my Aquarius rant. They repel each other because they have nothing to offer to each other. But yet, the black hearts are one and the same. They're all North Poles. They all have that hidden injury that needs to be addressed. So we can say that's a particular group. And now I'm not criticizing anyone here, so please don't take this wrong if you can. If you could just ride the wave with me and hear this theory out about the law of attraction. So, groupings. Talking about groupings, people, all these North Poles representing the black hearts here. What a good Borgo. The black hearts here. Those that have not been able to address the wounds from any traumatic experiences in their life, and it's festered. The seed has been deposited in the individual and begins to grow. A group of beings, we're just going to say, are the North Poles. They're all the same. Now, even though the experiences may vary and do vary, then we're going to say that we have the South Poles. And the South Poles would be the green hearts here. The people that go and get help, they recognize that traumatic experiences don't just dissipate, but it is a seed that has been planted and leads a person to feel a certain way. And they move in the course of their life to address these wounds or to excavate these seeds that will lead to additional emotional disturbance, fears, worries, uh, maybe possible poor decisions or, social interactions, different things like that. However, the North Pole, the people with the green heart, remember, chances of them being completely healed in this realm is about zero. Can't be completely healed. Only divine central energy as represented on this board can completely heal or alleviate any being of any damage of any kind. So let's talk about the North Poles. The persons, I don't know if this example is going to work, but I'm keep trying to push forward. Still have some bumps and bruises on a spiritual level, emotionally and psychologically. They need to be healed. Sometimes we're not aware that we're not completely healed relative to any subject, situation, or experience in life. We did a pretty good job by paying attention and getting help, but there's still this undercurrent that exists. And that undercurrent that exists is our beacon. It is that which cries to be healed, to be addressed and healed. This is a part of the law of attraction. Now, there is right here. There's a star right here. I had to stop because I didn't input this part. There's a lot going on. This star here represents demigods, not the supreme being, not the original Jolt, the creator, the original. Not talking about any other god with the central figure. I'm talking about the supreme, whoever that may be. Okay. But underneath that god are other gods, demigods. And they have alternative motives. They want their own kingdom. Remember, they are absolutely full of pride. And they filter energy down to earth as well for their own selfish ambitions or aims. They want to be worshipped too. And so us folks down here on this earth, this plane, as human beings, have all of this taking place. And remember, we're filtering all of this energy through our physical bodies. But our primary conductor is our heart center, that heart chakra space. And it's a little more difficult too. I'm gonna have to cut some of this, and not literally cut the video, but cut to make it make sense because I'm trying to go too many places at once. How can I'm gonna need to retract some so you will see this jump. So let me end this right here as far as the gods. They are energy and they have purpose, and it filters down to people, to humanity, to individuals. And based on an individual's experience. That individual pushes out into the world how they really feel on the inside. Now, as I showed in some of the little pictures on the board, that a person can have a black heart with a big smile and be very charismatic, etc., etc. An example of that type of stick figure in reality can be somebody, again, that's highly, just an example, highly attractive, a charismatic, very charming, but their heart, there's a void there. And what might this void have developed from? Maybe abandonment of the parents or death of someone significant in their life, a parent early on, some struggles, maybe a parental figure having drug abuse. I'm just trying to go how early life experience impact a person. Maybe someone was, this particular image was, molested or something like that. Some horrific experience that, or this person witnessed something. However, their character, see, that's going into their character, their mask that they choose to wear because it has helped them survive, to make it through. It's a smile, and they're charismatic, etc., etc. But inside, there is a void that maybe was not addressed because maybe it was no one there to help them address it, or they didn't know how, or they just chose not to. Whatever the case may be, the void still exists. And this person that's so charismatic goes out and with this dark heart, this void, goes out and they perform acts into this world. They have a smile on their face, but their heart is dark. They have charisma, but there's a void. And they may go out into this world as an example could be a person that doesn't have compassion for, well, since I keep talking about how bad things happen to good people, they go out and are, they never acknowledge another. They are let's say in the workspace, the work area. This is a person everybody likes because they're always smiling, they're charismatic, yada yada. Nobody, no other coworker, none of the coworkers know what the internal state of that person is. All they see in the smiles, the mask they wear. But the activities that, or the actions that this person takes are contradiction. Are contradiction. This person is known for stealing others' work, taking credit for others' work. This person is maybe a gossip, or in romantic relationships, they are a person that break out a person's window, or just they do some extremely weird, crazy stuff. And a person would look at them and say, well, hot doggone, they're very attractive. They have this wonderful smile. They're so inviting, and those guys, I want to be with them. They're sharp dresser. They are accomplished, highly accomplished. But this person breaks out windows, cut people up, you know, steal people's work, take credit for others' work, diminish the value of others, etc., etc. And those acts are a state of the person's heart. Now, let me try to formulate an example of someone with a green heart, someone that has had, so let's say, even the exact same experiences as the other person with a dark heart. They may have faced abandonment issues early on, but rather than just being abandoned, they may have had grandparents that stepped in and loved them to the point where they didn't feel abandoned overall. Their overall interpretation is not that I have been abandoned. It could be that they are aware that their parent wasn't there for whatever given reason, but grandparents stepped in or the auntie stepped in and they loved me as if I were their own. And that's what I'm saying, how some wounds can be addressed. They may not be completely healed, but they are addressed um, to a satisfactory level where a person has no desire to inflict their pain or, you know, or negative feelings upon another, because basically it seems like they've been like shown mercy on a spiritual level, I guess I can say. And this person may have um, been, like the other example, raped or something during the course of their life. Yes, it was traumatic or whatever the case may be, but they went to the therapist, they joined some support group, and it was addressed. Was the wound completely healed? No, but neither did that seed just lay dormant in the dark to do what it wanted to do, which was to grow, to take root. No, this person did not let it. They went and got some psychological help. They joined a victims group and they got support, those kind of things. And so now that person has matured in life. They've had all these life experiences, whether bad or good. This person with a green heart. Um, and in the work, they say it's about trusting. I'm getting trusting. This person says, you know, I've come this far. This might not be a conversation that a person has, but it is this internal speech, I'll say. This person says, I'm trusting. And they move forward to be trusting. So we're going to talk about this particular person with the green heart that has overcome one way or another. They've been shown mercy in the spirit, and they continue to move forward and not inflict negative their negative feelings into the world. And they're at work. We're going to say that these two people are co-workers. Co-workers. The one with the black voided heart and the one with the green heart. The green heart. Why does bad things happen to good people and good things happen to bad people? This is merely an example. I'm going to try to do better next time. But we're going to move forward. Just want to get the idea or my theory out um, so that we can start crunching some stuff. Well, let's say the person with the green heart that has been shown mercy attended to those issues and began to excavate those seeds, or at least to put some Terminex down in that seed, on that seed, so it won't root, set root and sprout. That they have come to be able to trust again, where the other person never got to that state of healing. They never unearthed that seed, nor put no Terminex on it, so it rooted and it's grown. But they covered up by a smile, and again being charismatic and charming. Now, a green-hearted person, although they may not smile as big or beam as bright, they may not be as charismatic, more like a state of selling through life, aware that there are some wounds and they are being addressed, and so the person is attempting to trust in their life, in the course of their life. And their co-worker, the person with the dark heart, well, let's say the person with the green heart is so creative and they do this amazing work, yada yada yada, and they're ready to present it to the head of the company. Their co-worker that they're working with or have been working or collaborating with steps over some boundaries, steals the other's work because of their emotional state, is what I'm trying to get to. Bad people this is tougher than I thought it would be. Perform acts. Well, all people perform acts from or through the filter of their emotional state. In this example, the person with the dark heart may not even be conscious that they don't know how to collaborate because of a lack of trust or having trust issues. Um, they may feel that they have to do everything on their own because they were abandoned. And so, in their experience at work with this green-hearted person, they take control. They steal the other's work or take credit for all of the work when they've only done some. And they have no shame in doing so because it is the filter through which they function. Their personal, individualized, knotted up, dark void filter. And these are things that we're not even aware of, is what I want you to see. Many times we are not physically or aware of it. All these things are subterranean, invisible concepts or functions. Where the other person, the green-hearted person, is like, well, how dare they do this to me? And we both put in on this work. A matter of fact, the green-hearted person, put 60% in. They only put 40%, and now they've stolen all of the credit for this work. I trusted them. I trusted them. And so what this ends up doing is perpetuating the emotional fears of the person. Let me stop. It's getting complicated. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. I'm going to get it in a couple more minutes. Lessons to be learned. Still talking about these same two people, these co-workers, the one with the dark heart and the one with the green heart. Let's talk about the one with the green heart. Supposedly good person, trying to push out into the world good experiences by tending to the trauma. This person moves to trust again or to love again, whatever the case may be. And they're done wrong by another. Lesson to be learned. For the green-hearted person, it manifests into having to learn these boundaries. Because you got to remember, early in their life, all those boundaries were shattered. There was nothing left. And this person, through spiritual work and through physical work, all had to even just reestablish their soul, their spirit, and had to tend to it because of the traumas, because of the experiences. So boundaries have to be put up, life lessons. So now the green heart person learns, through additional difficulties associated with trust, that it's not just about trusting again. It is about understanding how to trust, about putting up boundaries. And I'm trying to explain law of attraction, how bad things happen to good people and good things happen to bad people as an example. And the bad person, we're going to say the dark-hearted person, that has this void inside, something that they may not even be aware of, gets all the credits and for this project, and then they get this promotion. They continue to go up the corporate ladder, not even acknowledging what they have done to another. So let's turn and focus on this dark-hearted person with this void. that has this a charming smile, that charismatic, as they go up the ladder. There's something not being addressed. What's not being addressed? Those initial wounds still haven't been addressed. It goes on and on and on. And those same wounds and those same hurts and those same pains and those same traumas still are the filter that this dark hearted, this person with this void lives through all of their actions. So that one co-worker that they crossed is not the only. They'll continue to cross many. But one day, they meet their match. You've heard meeting your match. And that person that they meet that is their match is the one. See, trying to go back to the polls. I'll be trying to use too many different examples or analogies. So I'm going to stop myself from going there. But when they meet their match, this person with this void, that person that is their match will be the mirror or magnify their wounds. An example for that person that is dark, has that void heart. Their realization may not even come in the workforce. See, I used the original example as a work experience. It may come in love. This person may fall head over heels in love with someone. And remember, everything they're doing is still going through that filter. They still do works a particular way, a way that is fueled by fear of abandonment, having to take control because you have to take care of yourself. The person may have, again, been raped or abused in some way, and so it's this state of defense. So even in love, they're that way. And they meet their match in the love arena. This is just an example. And that person comes into their life for a reason and a season. And it is to teach them, to show them, to mirror back to them that sword, that original seed, that original contaminated seed within them. So that can suggest that this person with this dark heart meets is just as hard, if not harder, causing them, the person we've been discussing with the black heart, to have to look within. For them, it is a devastating state of enlightenment, but it begins their course of directing their energy inward to that wound. That wound. Again, that's an example of Sharon, the wounded healer. And so we play back and forth with each other. That's what I've been trying to explain all of this time. That we play back and forth with each other, teaching each other and directing each other toward that which needs to be addressed. It is not an easy nor simple process. It's very difficult to see. Now that quote unquote good person was taught a lesson or directed to a lesson to pay attention by their co-worker, the dark heart. But there was no one early on to stop the dark heart from moving up the ladder until one day they met that challenge, that significant other, or that experience that ends up doing the same thing to them. I shared that is a heavy, dark, no, not dark, but a heavy state of enlightenment, because that person has continued. That seed has been planted, it has rooted, it has grown into its own entity within the person. That person is now dealing with a massive ego, or all different types of things have developed on the branches of that particular tree, brought forth by that seed. And when that happens for them, remember, it's not just the seed being excavated at this time. We're talking about uprooting a tree with roots laid, the whole thing. So that's what I'm saying. That is devastating enlightenment in order for them to gain clarity, in order for them, that dark heart, to be renewed, to be healed. So that becomes the, also in my attempt to explain with the process of what is taking place, that talks about on that level Pluto. This reminds me of Pluto in Capricorn's energy, where something has to be destroyed in order, it has to be destroyed in order to be able to be removed, so that something new can be planted there. So I'm going to try to summarize all of that up. Something that I didn't create a layout of. I just had a theory about this part of law of attraction. And why do I say this is a part of the law of attraction? I'm saying that our internal emotional state, that also plays into our psychological state, is a state in which we pull to us what we need. Now, we think, oh, we're just pulling good old stuff to us. No, you're pulling to you whatever you need to help you heal. Because we humans, we think just of our physical flesh and satisfying it and being happy and all that. But I think there's something just a little bit more important. And I think that's our soul. And so it's about really our soul is pulling in whatever experience it needs while in this world in order to be pointed out, acknowledged, if necessary, destroyed under the energy of Pluto. And also having you're pulling in the experience that you need or the people that you need. Sharon, the wounded healer. You undergo Pluto's powerful transformation of destruction and renewal. And it's ultimately it's ultimately about not the physical. That's what we are missing. That's why it's so complicated to talk about some of these subjects, because we're not just physical beings. We're physical temporarily. What, up to 120 years, I've heard? We're physical for maybe 120 years. But we are spiritual eternally. And while in this physical body, we seem like we ignore our spiritual self. But the divine, God, as depicted the central figure, hasn't forgot that we are in a state of forgetfulness. We don't know, but He, God, Creator, universe, all, however you like to refer to the divine power, knows that we are in a state of forgetfulness while in this physical body. What have we forgot? We forgot that we have a soul that lives on eternally. And so these experiences, the law of attraction, is to bring into us what we need to address our soul. The only how can I say this? We're in a physical as we have this experience. So that sometimes we draw into us others, love experiences, friends in the physical. They have physical bodies too. And we take it that we are just in love on a surface level, that we are friends just on a surface level, that this person is your doctor just on a surface level, that these are your standing politicians on a surface level. But what I'm trying to share, and I'm having difficulty, is that it's deeper than the physical. Even your experience with whomever you love and you care for, you're in a relationship with. You are with them, yes, in the physical, because they have a physical body too. But it is about something deeper that is totally separated from the physical. It is the spirit, your spirit, their spirit, each of our spirits that accompany our individual body. And those spirits are being healed. Mm, mm, mm. What a complicated subject to discuss. So, why does bad things happen to good people? And, well, number one, it back to the analogy of the seed versus the tree. Good people, uh, you have a seed, and you have basically sprinkled Terminex on that seed, bringing about immediate karma. And karma in a state of it's time for your soul to be healed. Let's get busy. So it appears that bad things happen to good people. So quick, because you aren't allowing that seed to sprout. Why does good thing happen to bad? No. Why does good things happen to bad people? Because those quote unquote bad people, or the people with the black heart, heavy heart, dark heart, the void, did not attend to that initial planted seed. That seed began to sprout and to set its roots. Therefore, that person needs, I'll say, more intense, more intense assistance in order to address the state of their soul. As that seed, the original seed, sprouts and sets its roots forth, and it continues to grow moment after moment, day after day, month after month, year after year, it gets bigger and bigger. The roots grow deeper. And we're talking on a soul level. The roots grow deeper, and the tree grows higher, and it sprouts its foliage, etc., etc. It has its outreach. Well, all you need for the little seed is a little spade shovel to pluck it. But when a seed gets to that level, you need chainsaws, you need shovels, you need drills, you need the Terminex stuff to put on it to kill the roots. All kind of stuff take place. So why does good things happen to bad people? Because they have to undergo such an intense process, and the process may take a longer time in order for their soul, because it's about our souls, to be freed from that particular type of bondage. So that is that right there. All of that is my theory to why bad things happen to good people, and why good things happen to bad people, and how we folks in this world, humanity, interact with each other, and why we have the interactions we have with each other. If you were able to make it through that presentation, I'm so proud of you. Thank you for coming to Get Angels Fly. Until next time. Bye.